JFD JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 25th of September 2020. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Friday's morning session where we're going to have a quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff guys. But as always, before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos. And of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top, guys. So now then, jumping into the charts, quick update here on what's happening with Nikkei. Nikkei is still trading below this short-term tentative upside support line taken from the low of the 31st of July. And what I was saying yesterday, basically that as long as it continues to trade below it, then there is still a chance for this one to move lower, especially if the price will also be below the 21-day EMA. Now, if we look at the at where it has closed, because Nikkei is already closed, and where it closed today, you can see that the price closed fractionally below the 21-day EMA here, because currently the 21-day EMA is sitting at around 23,208 territory, and Nikkei closed at 23,204. So basically slightly below it. It didn't have an attempt to overcome this upside line, but yeah, it failed to do so, and in a way it still kind of keeps the downside scenario on the table. If you want to be a little bit more on the safe side, what you could do here is keep your eyes on this week's low, and next week keep your eyes on this low, and this one is at 23,039 territory right here. Now if that gets broken, now this is where it could become a little bit more interesting, because of course this would confirm a forthcoming lower low, and we could aim for lower levels, guys. So for now, we'll probably take a bit of a neutral stand here, because even with the upside we cannot really talk about any higher levels excuse me, until we get a push back above this 23,580 territory right here, and then yes, we could aim for higher levels. So for now, be very careful with this one here, and let's see how all this is going to play out. Now jumping into Shanghai Composite, and here we have a slightly different story. Shanghai Composite is still sliding, the index is still open, and in a way it could continue moving lower. And basically what I was saying yesterday and the day before yesterday, that first of all, if this downside line taken from the high of the 31st of August continues to act as a good area of resistance, then yes, of course, this could indicate the current down. It is indicating right now the current trend, but to be a little bit more on the safe side, if you wish, we could wait for a drop below this low, the 11th of September, near the 3,220 territory. And in other words, today the index here is confirming a new low for September. So let's see if we can actually make it, if the index can make its way all the way towards this initially the 100-day EMA shown as the green line, and then this 3,181 zone, which I talked about previously. So let's keep an eye on this one. German DAX closed slightly in the red yesterday, but it still remained above this area, above this 12,505 territory. So not much has changed here. To be honest, the same idea. We need to see a break below this 12,505 zone in order to aim for lower levels. And if we look at the cash index and where it's currently sitting at, we can see that the price is currently sitting at around 12,634 territory. So basically, it's sitting around here a little bit, but basically still remains in this little territory between these levels, the 12,505 and the 12,754 zone here. So for now, we'll keep an eye on these two. If one of these get broken, then yep, the next short-term directional move could be established. So with the upside here, if we do get a push above this 12,754 territory, yes, we could aim for some higher levels, but probably initially up until this 21-day EMA, because we want to see if this the 21-day EMA will not act as a good resistance area. But if it does, then well, another round of selling here could be possible. So yeah, for now, guys, be very careful here and keep your eyes on some of these these two levels that I just mentioned. Jumping into another index, and this one is a dollar index, and yesterday I talked about this one, and I was saying that if this this push higher happens here, yes, that's great news for the buyers. However, this downside line taken from the high of the 23rd of March is the one to watch right now, because if it continues to provide resistance, then another round of selling here could be possible. But for now, guys, yes, if everything is kind of working out according to plan, let's see if the XY can actually move lower. If it cannot, and if somehow manages to break this downside line and climbs above this 94.65 territory marked by the lowest point of March, now this is where it could become very, very interesting for some more buyers, and it could open the door towards higher levels. So that's why, guys, for now, keep your eyes on this, and it could be, like I said, it could be an interesting one today. Now, in terms of the, by the way, economic calendar, that's not much is happening here. We do have, according to the economic calendar, we do have some FOMC members speaking. Then from the US, we have the core durable goods orders. But to be honest, nothing major here. So yeah, the BOE quarterly bulletin, but like I said, yeah, nothing major here. Mainly watch out for the political situation in the US, and how everything's kind of dealing with, and how the whole world is dealing with coronavirus. That's probably for you to kind of probably to keep an eye on for today. Now, jumping into gold very quickly here, and I've talked about gold, well, every day for this week, and basically what I was saying yesterday, for example, that gold was hanging around here near this 100-day EMA, and I was saying that yes, further declines are possible, but if it somehow continues to, if this 100-day EMA continues to provide support, then we might see a bit of a rebound here to the upside. At the moment, this is exactly what's happening here. So this idea that I've drawn yesterday could work out. I mean, of course, let's not get ahead of ourselves too much. What you could do and how you could look at it, and from today's perspective, just keep an eye on yesterday's high here near the 1877 territory. If we get a nice push above it, then it increases the chances for a further move higher towards this 1901 zone here that I spoke about previously. Previously I talked about it as a good area of support, which if it gets broken, then yep, it could open the door towards lower levels. Now it could take the role of resistance. So so yeah, let's see if we can see the this commodity traveling a little bit higher here for a bit of correction here. And basically the idea here could be that if we get a push above yesterday's high, which is around the 1877 level, then there is, we could maybe aim for this 1900 level, which if provides resistance could result in another round of selling. So again, that's one of the ideas. The other idea is that if it fails to move above this 1877 territory today and starts moving sharply to the downside, well, then of course what we're going to do here is we're going to keep an eye on yesterday's low near the 1848 territory right here, 49 zone, I would say, even the 1849 level. If that gets broken, now this would confirm forthcoming lower low, and yep, further declines could be possible, guys. So that's why like I said, gold right now is at a very interesting spot. So let's see if we can squeeze something out of it. Now jumping into Ripple, and so far it's working out nicely. So as you can see, given that the DXY has slowed its acceleration, there's a positive effect here on XRP USD. Yeah, for now everything's, like I said, working according to the plan that I talked about in the beginning of this week as well, that if we get a break below this 0.2357 territory, then yes, we'll aim for this upside support line taken from the low of the 13th of March. And you can see, yes, we're having a nice wonderful break. But if you're more on the cautious side, what I was mentioning before to you guys, that a push back above the 0.2357 level would be needed in order to maybe go for a bit of a move higher here. But again, let's say for now we're just observing the price action. We're not really going to do anything here. Yes, of course, the fact that we've managed to rebound nicely, that's great. But just let's wait for that move back above this 0.2357 territory in order to get a little bit more excited about higher levels. AUD/JPY. So AUD/JPY, I've talked about this one as well yesterday, and basically the idea was that if this 200-day EMA provides support, then yes, we could see maybe a bit of a rebound here. And initially this week, I mean in the beginning of this week, we were still hanging around here near this 76.12 territory. What I was saying, that if that gets broken, then of course further declines here are possible towards this, initially towards this 100-day EMA, and then towards this 200-day EMA. So basically everything worked out perfectly according to the plan, so that's I'm quite happy about that. Yes, so now the big question here is, can this actually push further south, and or will this move lower? Will be left? Will it be left for next week? So maybe today, maybe we might see a bit of a recovery here towards this 100-day EMA, and this is what I talked about yesterday, that if this area does continue to provide support, this 200-day EMA, then a bit of a rebound here could be possible towards this 100-day EMA, and if that provides good resistance, then yep, another round of selling here could be possible. So keep this idea in the back of your heads, unless this pair decides to ignore all that and starts dropping below this 200-day EMA, below this 74 territory, and then yes, of course, we'll aim for lower areas. And USDCHF, I haven't looked at this one for quite a while, but last time I looked at it, I was saying that keep your eyes on this area right here, this barrier, the 0.92 territory, and as you can see, we managed to climb nicely above it. So now the pair is still targeting higher areas, but of course this move higher could still be considered as a temporary correction, because don't forget that we're still trading below this downside resistance line taken from the high the 23rd of March. Now, for now, what we're going to do here is, yes, we'll aim for slightly higher levels here, but we'll be very careful near this 100-day EMA shown as the green line, which is roughly around the 0.93 territory. So just bang on in this area, and this could be a nice target. So yeah, let's see if we can reach that, and if the pair will stall somewhere around here. If it does, then we'll maybe something like this after that could be possible, where we could then see a bit of a correction here to the downside, and then we'll take it from there, of course. But again, for now, there is still a possibility for this one to move higher, especially towards this 100-day EMA. So let's keep an eye on that one. GBP USD. So here the pair is also at a tricky spot. So yes, of course, it's trading below some of these upside lines. First of all, let's probably get rid of those now because no longer valid. So this one, you can get rid of that one, can get rid of that one, and as you can see, this one's left. So this one's taken from the low of the 18th of May. The pair recently drifted lower, dropped below the 200-day EMA, below this 1.2763 territory, reversed from the highs of July 9th, 10th, and 11th, which is around the 1.2670 territory, roughly around here, and climbed higher, but is now struggling with this 200-day EMA. So if it continues to do that, if it continues to struggle with this 200-day EMA and with this 1.2763 territory, then yep, another round of selling could be possible here, given that we're really not far from this upside support line. So to see a nice test of this upside line would be great, would be ideal, but of course, I mean, the market doesn't do always what we want it to do, so that's why we'll be very careful first. Now, if we do see a nice, good, strong rejection here from this area, yes, the further decline is possible towards this 1.2669.70 territory right here, or this upside support line. In terms of the upside, we would need to see a push back above the psychological 130 territory in order to examine the upside again. So keep your eyes on that. And finally, EURUSD. So the pair did reverse a little bit to the upside yesterday, but of course it still remains below this 1.1696 level that I spoke about previously, and also kind of it remains below, of course, not to mention below all this downside line and this these other good support levels, which previously acted as a good support levels, now will be seen as resistance. In other words, guys, what we can do here is how we could approach this. And if it continues to trade below this 1.1696 territory, then yep, further declines here could be possible towards this 1.1570 territory. I spoke about this level yesterday, and this 100-day EMA. So we'll keep an eye on that first. So guys, I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. If you want to catch my video later on, my trader's tea time is always 13:15 GMT. For now, guys, I hope you have a wonderful trading day. Be very careful. It's Friday today, so don't overtrade. And yeah, we'll catch up later and see how some of these instruments have performed, and we'll take it from there. So yeah, like I said, guys, stay safe, be very careful, and don't overtrade. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.